my head since you brought me into this world. God, I gotta see hope in this. God, I gotta see faith in this. I make a demand on my situation to come into alignment with what God said. You can't have my mind any longer. You can't have my hope any longer. I'm at my breaking point. You didn't just register for a conference. You didn't just take off time from work. You didn't just make arrangements for the kids so that you could come in here and have someone entertain you. You came in here because when I get to my breaking point, I need something to throw back at life when it gets to throwing things at me. There's some women in this room who are weighty. You're weightier than you think you are. Because you think that the fact that life got a lick in on you means that you are a lightweight. But the fact that it didn't knock you out means that you're actually a heavyweight. And I came here because I want to coach you a little bit. Because I'm crazy enough to believe that if we would take the stones that life has thrown at us and realize that they were really meant to knock some giants down, that we would start talking to our children differently, and we would start coming into church differently, because I realized the stones didn't kill me. They actually provided a weapon for me to throw something back at life. That's why it doesn't hurt me when people walk away from me any longer, because I had some things thrown at me in my life. That's why it doesn't faze me when I'm living paycheck to paycheck, because I've seen God come through in the midnight hour. There's just something that you get when you've had life throw some things at you, and you come out on the other side. You learn something about yourself. You learn something about who God is. You learn that if I get to calling on the name of Jesus and I start lifting my hands in worship, that I can create an atmosphere for miracles to happen. I learned how to throw my weight around, is what I'm saying. I learned how to throw my weight around. I learned to not just cry and sit back and act like he doesn't have resurrecting power. I learned to throw my weight around. I learned that I didn't just have to sit back and watch the kids go crazy, that I could start prophesying over dry bones. I learned how to throw my weight around. I started the business plan. I didn't have the money, but I started throwing my weight around, because God didn't just keep me here so that I could just exist and have this routine little life. And so part of the reason why I chose Hannah in this text is because Hannah is about to get to her breaking point. I was looking at this text differently, and it's not a unique story. We've heard it over and over again, but there was something about the way that I was reading it with you in mind that made me believe that there are some Hannahs in this room. So in order to set this up properly, we have to recognize that Hannah is at a conference. Every year, her and her family go up to make sacrifices and offerings. This is a part of their routine. It's a celebration, and she gets to be surrounded by people who are excited and surrounded by people who are happy, but yet there's bitterness down on the inside of her, which I know is very unique to people in this room, because none of us would ever register for a conference but still have bitterness down on the inside of our soul. None of us would just continue coming to church but still have this bitterness down on the inside of our soul. Hannah is at this conference, and everyone is festive and everyone is celebrating, but she's got this secret. And I realized that part of the reason why she is in trouble is because there is this environment that provokes her insecurity. Lord help me. You see, she doesn't feel this provocation all the time. It's just something about when she gets to this place where she is provoked. And I wondered, why is it something about this place that just provokes her more than when she's living day to day looking at this woman with her miracle? But I realized that the closer she got to the area where she could have breakthrough, that the woman provoked her even more. You see, because it would be in this location where she finally released the bitterness and started crying out to God. But before she could get to that point, she had to be provoked. Sometimes we like to blame things on the enemy, but sometimes God provokes us and provokes us until we open up our mouth and finally say, I've reached my breaking point. I've had enough of playing this same old song over and over again in my head, and I'm tired of being envious of what I should be celebrating because I didn't get a chance to have it. I'm tired of it. Yeah, she's being provoked. There's something in the text that stood out to me over and over. It says that the Lord closed her womb. It wasn't just that she was barren. For some reason, the Lord closed her womb. Why? Why would God keep her from producing in the area she wants to produce? Why is it that everyone else got to be married, everyone else got to go to school, everyone else got to live out their dream, but for some reason I'm barren in this one area? I can't produce. Why, God, have you closed my womb? And so I realized that part of the reason why God closed Hannah's womb is because He was trying to get her to open her mouth. Sometimes God closes our womb so that we can open our mouth. Yeah. Because there are so many of us that could be content pretending like we don't care whether or not our womb is closed or not. There are so many of us who could just be content acting like we don't want it anymore. I don't even want to produce in that area anymore. But for some reason, Hannah has this thing that keeps provoking her, that keeps reminding her that you still want it, that you still want to bear seed, that you still want to produce, you still want to write the book, you still want to start the business. And I know you tried to give up on it because you couldn't produce it the way that you wanted to. But I hear God saying, I don't know who you are, that I didn't close your womb permanently. I just closed your womb until you could learn how to open up your mouth so that you wouldn't start producing and think that you did it all on your own. Some people can win in that area without me, but you, baby girl, you have to open up your mouth, because the thing that I want to do with you, we got to be in partnership with. And I don't want there to be any doubt that anyone did it but me and you. So until you open your mouth, your womb is going to be closed. But if I just had 2 or 3 crazy women who didn't mind opening up their mouth in this space and saying, God, it's me, oh Lord, and I'm standing in the need of prayer. I need my child to be saved. I need my mother to know the Lord. I need addiction to get off of me. I need depression to let me go. My womb may be closed, but my mouth is going to be open. That's better than you clapping. Because if you realize that your worship and that your praise and that your prayer could tip the scales in the other direction, you would stop sitting there looking cute and start opening up your mouth and making hell nervous. I'm going to need a little heat in the microphone. I'm going to need a little bit more heat in the microphone, because I'm going to break something in this room. I'm going to need a little more heat in this room, because I plan on opening up some wombs. I came from Los Angeles, California